In question number 2, I need to figure out the LCD, the lowest common denominator or least common denominator. See if we can do this by colors. In this problem, you could, one trick doesn't always work, if you multiply all the denominators. What did I just say, class? It's not fun because if you did that, 12 times 6, and then if you multiply that by 3, you would get 216. Now, that's not the lowest number, it's just one number, right? When you have just numbers, here's one way of doing it. You can list out all the factors or count by that number. So if you're counting by 3s, you would say 3. What goes next? Keep going. And if you counted by 6s, what would you say? And if you counted by 12s, what would you get? 12. And so what is your lowest number they have in common? It's the 12s. So my lowest common denominator is going to be a 12. Okay? Now how you get there, that's another story. You can do something like 2 times 2 times 3. Okay? So this one is already a 12. So I don't have to do this one. Look at this middle one here. This one I'm going to have to multiply by what? 2 over 2. So it's kind of hard. They didn't give us a lot of space. So I'm going to squeeze it in there. 2 over 2. Because it doesn't matter about the numerator. All that matters is the denominator. 6 times 2 gives me what, class? 12. So we're eventually going to add more steps. But I'm trying to show you this in-between step. On this one has a 3. I'm going to have to multiply it by something to give me my 12, which is what? 4. Remember, you can multiply any number times 1 and it still stays the same. So eventually they'll all have a denominator of 12, and then you can just add or subtract. So in this problem, the LCD is 12. The second question is the restrictions. Describe any restrictions on the value of x. Class, do you have any variables on the bottom there? Are there any x's? X squareds? No. So there's no variables, so we would say there's no restrictions. There are none. This problem doesn't ask us to add or subtract, but you kind of see we're going towards that direction.